All right, now it is time for the Dog Bite segment, brought to you by Chicken the Dawg. And so here are a few comments on some of the stuff I'm gonna tell you right now, man. These Texas fans and these Ohio State fans, boy, they keep coming at it, man. These guys are strong, man. I love it. I mean, I love the enthusiasm. No, your teams are not the best all the time, so shut up. But anyway, one guy, when we were talking about coaching and we were talking about that Ohio State game and that Texas game again, I think I made the comment that Sark was a better coach than Ryan Day. And he came back and just this guy named TCC 2021 came up and said, Sark better than Day, ? Based on what? It is based off of my thoughtful, highly intelligent opinion. Go ahead.
It's based on eyesight alone. I mean,
I was going to get into that too. Yeah, Ryan Day hasn't been able to win a lot of. Yeah, he won it last year. He had an incredible team. He put it together. I would say without Chip Kelly, that'd have been a different story last year, without a doubt. But as an overall coach, yeah, I'm going to definitely say that Sark is better, and you can look at the records based off of that, and I do.
Yeah, I in my mind, there's no question. It's not even up for debate. Now, I differ from you a little bit in that you think Ryan Day is just a terrible coach. I differ a little bit. I think he's a good coach. I think he's a good coach, especially in the modern era where the head coach is more of a CEO. However, until the Chip Kelly movement for the offense in Columbus, I don't think he's been a very good CEO because he wasn't bringing in the right offensive coordinator to handle his offense, to direct his offense. Yeah, they're Ohio State. They're going to get talent, right? Because where else in Ohio do you want to go to school? Do they have? I know they have at least one more.
There's one in Miami.
Well, I was going to say, because they have to put the, like, to distinguish themselves from the other school in Ohio. But, like, other than that, Ryan Day's just not really proven himself. So Sark just has that. He's got the lineage. Where's Ryan Day come from? I don't know. A daycare out of Cincinnati. I don't know where this kid started, right? But he's just not really shown a whole lot. Sark has. So that there you go. I won't get too deep.
He's no Urban Meyer, that's for sure.
He's not.
He is not.
He has yet to go out on the field and punch a Clemson player in the throat.
It's coming, though.
It might.
Yeah, there's
Clemson's
no telling.
Got to get their act together to play Ohio State.
I mean, the only other comment I would say about that, as I'm really thinking this through, and you said that I dislike or I think that Ryan Day is a bad coach. I don't think he's a bad coach. I think he's a good coach. I'm with you. I don't think he's a great coach. What I don't like about Ryan Day is his guys can clearly cause a flag. I mean, you can have a guy take off his helmet and beat somebody up with it. An Ohio State guy, defender, do that, and they're going to throw a penalty, and Ryan Day will go, "What? I didn't see nothing. That's wrong. Why you got to call it against me?" And I just don't like that. Own your stuff. When your guys, look, instead of getting on the refs, get on your player just acting a fool. And that's what drives me crazy about this dude. He's just a big baby. And then we had some more comments. A guy named Matt Twins made a comment when we were talking about Tennessee and Tennessee's season. He says, we just went to the playoffs. I don't understand how so many people are questioning him. We were talking about Josh Heupel. Now, Josh Heupel, we all agreed. And so, Matt, you must not have been paying attention too much to our show. We believe that Josh Heupel is not only a great coach, but that Tennessee needs to stick with him. We just think that the Nico thing killed your program. You had a lot of people leave, and you were basically starting from scratch. And we all believe, everybody on the show, the Chicken and myself, and even I would even say B-Dawg. I'm going to speak for B-Dawg. But, and I didn't introduce B-Dawg. What up, Doug?
Yo.
Sorry. It's early. But anyway, so I didn't anyway, we assume that Tennessee is probably going to be back in 26 and 27, right back where they were in 24. So
I'm going to give Matt the benefit of the doubt, and I'm going to assume that he was listening to that episode while driving down the road, which, by the way, is a great time to get in your serving of Chicken and the Dawg. When you're on the road for a good hour or so, hit play, listen to genius come from your speakers. I'm betting that's what Matt was doing. The problem with that, the challenge with that for the newer listener is that we can't just be background noise. You can't get all of the fine points that we're making if we're just, oh yeah, I had them on. No. You need to be invested. This is higher learning, folks. Take notes.
That's right. I don't even know
That's
what
because
that
you
guy
don't
was.
have higher learning.
No, this guy just didn't make any sense. Not today. A guy by the name of Not Today.
You're off to a great start.
I know. He says Pine Straw Gate will be the excuse to get him out after this 6-6 year. JP's NFL dudes are gone. Faison, I guess that Faison's a quarterback they've got coming next year.
Yeah, he's number one.
Yeah, will flip as well. They're saying that he's going to flip. I don't know. So, and then this other guy said Bobby Smith. We're going to be fine in 25, 10-2. His name was Bobby.
What are they drinking up there in Tennessee?
It is some strong shine.
Yes.
I wish we need to get some King of the Hill stuff for Bobby.
Dang it, Bobby.
Dang it, Bobby. Dude, 10-2. Not in football. You're not talking about football, right? Like you're talking about like the chess team or something. Like, well, not even out of Knoxville, not the chess team.
That's right.
Maybe the hay baling squad. I don't know, but it's not going to be your football team. Come on, Bobby. Keep up.
Is it the overall guys, the overall wearing team? Whoever has the best overalls contest?
The pancake eating contest. I don't know. All you can drink, maybe, but it's not. That's probably what it was. It's the all you can drink competition. That's the only way that someone goes, where we're going to 10-2.
Yeah.
Not
maybe that's what he was doing when he wrote that.
Clearly.
There's a good chance.
Some of Tennessee's finest was in this young man's veins.
Yeah. This other guy named Russ Miller wrote, and I'm not 100% sure who he's referring to. I don't know if he's talking about the transfer quarterback. He says, Gunslinger will be great this year. Count on it. Nico who? Now, I will say this. I love the attitude.
Yep.
I love it. Deuces, Nico, peace out. We got our other guy now. I ain't worried about you. We're not looking back. Fantastic. Great attitude to have. And look, if I was a Tennessee fan, that's probably going to be the attitude that I would have. I think I'd be a little more realistic than Bobby. I don't think I would say 10-2. Dang it, Bobby.
Like at least make it a defensible position.
This guy named JC, I can't say his name on the show.
You don't have to. Protect the innocent.
I'll say Mofo Burns.
All right,
I cleaned it up as best I could. Says Faison is the future. Another guy named M. Shaw said 100% correct. So,
and the only I don't disagree with that sentiment.
yes,
I don't disagree with the enthusiasm of the previous comment. The challenge that you have with a talent like Faison coming in is he still going to show up? Meaning, is that commit going to flip? Because we're in an entirely different world now. And I think that for all of that we do appreciate, for all the comments that we do make in our depth of understanding about the new era of college football, there are still things that we're getting used to, that we're beginning to understand more and more. The nuances, if you will, of is this kid, yeah, he's committed now, but what is he ever actually going to put on that weird little orange that y'all wear up there in the mountains? I don't know. Carolina does it. Georgia does it. Alabama does it. They all announce through Instagram or whatever their latest commitment, or the kid that visited and it seemed like he had a great time. Look at this picture of him and the coach. Like, they love to do that kind of stuff. But is it worth its weight? And my answer is no, not until that young man is on your grass. That's when it means something.
I agree. I mean, Georgia's got one of the best quarterbacks coming in next year, right? And that's the same thing. Don't count on that joker to stay there. I mean, if you think about it, man, if Gunnar Stockton has a decent year next year, right? Or this year, let me say this year, and then he decides, hey, I'm going to come back next year, and let's say that he should be number one guy. Well, then you've got a guy right behind him, and Peluski. I probably butcher his name. I can't ever say it. Puglisi. So he's next man up. So does he stay? So do you lose that top recruit? Potentially. You just never know these days, right?
Yeah. Gone are the days where a DJ Shockley will gladly hang behind David Green to play a year. Those days are gone.
Yeah, I mean, it happened with Carson Beck under Stetson Bennett, and even Gunnar Stockton behind Carson Beck. But that is a rarity in today's college football for sure. The last comment I want to say is we have a guy by the name of Eric Burden talking about, we were recapping a comment about the defense versus offense. Would you rather lose your offensive line versus your defensive line? And you made that statement. Well, he comes back and says, which really didn't have anything to do per se what we were talking about, but he said Ohio State going to wax them. Talking about Texas.
Right.
And then Penn State will wax the rest, Eric.
I said it to address another comment earlier. We can't just be background noise. First of all, welcome to the class. I don't doubt that you're here for remedial purposes, meaning I don't think that you have a baseline of complete ignorance, but you do have some honing of your skills to become a better student. So I'm here to help you. Begin to take notes, my friend. Note number 1. This is an SEC, that's right, I spelled it for you, conference show. I don't care about Penn State, Minnesota, Michigan State, whatever else you've got in the Big Ten these days, Oregon, because that fits. I don't care what's going on in your conference until it directly impacts this one. And the Texas-Ohio State matchup obviously is a direct correlation with the SEC. That's why we talk about it. Past that, buddy. Love you. Mean it. Don't care.
Okay, there you go. But I do believe that he is on the bus for that waxing comment. I don't think Ohio State is going to wax Texas at all.
No. Well, I believe I said it was going to be close. I don't think that either one of these is going to run away with it from the other. But that's the beauty of it too. Like if it's close, then it's going to be a great game. And I think that regardless, this will be a great game. Yeah, buddy, bring your pencil, take notes. Let's learn something.
That's right. Maybe you'll get off the bus like the dog.
For now. Remember, you're just at a bus stop. I can't guarantee that you'll make it to the cruiser, the luxury coach.
So I have to address one more thing before we jump on to LSU season. These rumors that are spreading around about Lenora Sellers was offered $8 million. Is there any truth to that? Do you know?
Yeah, he was. Now, they've not disclosed the team that made the offer, but I was going to wait until the next show to bring this up, but you cracked open this can, so here we are. We've made so many comments about Nico and his situation with Tennessee, how that developed, the role that his dad may or may not have played in how that went down and why that went down. Let's talk about Lenoris. Better yet, let's talk about Norris Sellers, Mr. Norris Sellers, Lenoris's father, who told his son, "You're 19. You don't need $8 million. We came here to play football and get an education and move on to the next step in life." Now, Lenoris is not making $8 million at Carolina. I don't know all the details about. He's around 2. I don't know exactly where he falls with his deal at South Carolina because, hey, as a fan, I am thrilled that we've got a young man of that kind of character, a family of that type of character to say, this is what's important. We're not here to chase mo money, mo money, mo money. This is what's important. The money's there. You'll make that money, but let's stay here. Let's stay loyal. And Lenoris is always, he's a state guy. He's always been a South Carolina guy. But long story short, yes, the answer is it is legit. Other universities did pursue him to the tune of $8 million. I don't know how many were involved in that race or short race, as it were. But it is true. He was offered that, turned it down to stay home, and dad, major impactful influence in that young man's life.
So my question is this, not necessarily, well, again, congratulations, Lenore Sellers. You just made the dog an even bigger fan of you and your character. So great job, man. But I was under the understanding that these kids can't be reached out to unless they're in the portal. He was never in the portal. So how does that even come about? Am I wrong about that, B?
No, there's tampering everywhere, and it's never gonna stop. It's just
Yeah, they got to find a way to fix that, though, man.
It's
Well,
impossible.
you can't. There's no way to button up those leaks, because there's always going to be background conversations. This agent isn't talking directly to Lenoris, might not even be talking directly to Lenoris's family, but he's talking to somebody that knows Lenoris's family, right? So there's always those, well, I wasn't really talking to the player. I wasn't really talking to the player's representative. We're just having conversations with people over dinner, and so-and-so's name came up, right? Like, that will always happen. Just like before NIL, we kind of all had that understanding that there was the successful teams were always going to be paying a player, if not three, right? Like, just because the days of the Camaro showing up in grandma's driveway might be gone, there's still a bag of money somewhere. But we've legalized that, but there's always going to be tampering. There's no way to close that leak.
Yeah, I guess you're right, man. I guess that's why they had to give Reggie Bush his Heisman back, right?
That's part of it. I mean, look at it this way, right? And by no means am I saying that we do this, that any of the comments that we make are designed to do this. But if one of us were to say that this player or that player sure would make a good fit at our respective school, man, I can't believe that Georgia wouldn't give him so much, or I can't believe that Carolina wouldn't be willing to pay whatever. I mean, does that cross a line? If we were using names and using numbers, at what point do you say, well, this person is just talking out of their mouth? They don't speak for the university or for the player, versus that's tampering. Look at what this guy said on Chicken the Dawg. Where does that gray line become a black line?
No, I don't know. I think that gray line just keeps getting a little wider and wider, don't you think?
Well, it is what it is. You have openly put money into the mix of college football and where players are going to go, right? Like, college football has always been a wealthy sport. But in terms of how it affects what school this player is going to go to, if this player is even going to stay at that school, yeah, you're gray. Everything turned gray. I don't know how many black lines there are anymore. The only defined lines are on the field.
That's right.
So past that, it's every man's ball game.
That's right.